In this video, I'm going to show you how a candidate can take tests remotely over the internet. So let's take a look at this. Here you have the TestCentre admin interface. First I'm going to do is to go to the test, then other tests, I'll click on manage, and I'm going to set a test for a candidate. So in this case, I'm going to set a test for this candidate, then proceed. Now I'm going to pick this content. So let me just select one subject and proceed. So for this subject, I'm going to select biology and let me just say 2020, 1998 and number of questions 50. I'm going to set the time to be just 10 minutes. I'll leave a better setting and click on send. So the next thing you want to do is to license the test. So in this case, I'm going to click on license and proceed with the password and then you license the test. Now that the test is licensed, by default, the test can only be taken via the local server, that is via the TestCentre client via a LAN, local server network. If you want this test to be taken remotely, that is, if the candidate is not taking the exam within your center locally, you can make this candidate take it remotely by just clicking on this drop down and you select make test online. If you click this, then you'll be asked to verify if that's what you want to do. Once you make this test online, you can no longer take it locally. So you click on proceed and you wait for a few seconds, and then the test goes online. So what happens behind the scene is the data of the test will be taken to a server online, and then the test will be available for the candidate online. Now, the other thing is, assuming you have several tests that you want to push online, you can do that by clicking on this group action and clicking on make test online. Then another thing you can do is you can reverse this process. So let's say for some reason you want to reverse this process. You want the test to be brought back offline so that the test can be taken locally. You can do that by clicking on this. And what happens is it deletes the data from our server online and then it makes the test a local test. And now you can see now we can now go back and make this online. So this is how you can take a test online and can also reverse that process. But once the candidate have started, you can't reverse that process. You can reverse if the candidate have not started. So now that we have the test online, you will see here it's going to indicate that this test is happening online by adding the online beside it. Now let's take the test online. So you can take the test via any of the clients. So I can take the test from the PC client. So what I'll just do is to go to online and then enter my center ID with my red number. So the center ID is necessary because this client can serve different centers. It's not just tied to your own center. So which means the app needs to know whose center are we talking about and what's the red number of the candidate. Then another thing to note is you can have multiple tests for a given candidate online. So which means if you've set a test for this candidate, you can't upload another test until the first one is completed. So now we click on proceed and then we wait for a few seconds and now we have our test here. Note that this will work even if I'm not connected to the server in any way. I'm not connected to the local server. Then I'm going to click on start and now I can take the test. So you can do the same thing on the Android device, just exactly like this, and you'll be good to go. Then another thing you should note is the timer here, which happens to be, so now we have like 9 minutes plus some seconds. If you log out, let's say we log out, now we have about 9 minutes 30, let's say 4:33 seconds. If you log out, your time still continues to count. The reason why we decided to design it this way is it's possible for a candidate to log out, attempt a question, and log in. Since they are not being supervised by anybody, they can log out, answer some questions, and relog in. So to stop that, you can either disable the logout button or the candidate will be at a disadvantage in this case. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Even though I've logged out, the time is still reading. And this is to make sure that the candidate doesn't take advantage of that loophole. So what that means is if I click on my red number and I proceed, this time around it's not going to connect to the online server because the test data already saved locally here. Now, you will see that the remaining time is 8 minutes 36 seconds, even though we stopped around 9 minutes plus some seconds. So now, if I click on start, my time will drop further to 8 minutes, about 16 seconds. So this will force the candidate to not keep logging out and trying things out, because even if they log out, the time will continue to read. So in this case, I'm going to proceed and then submit. So once I submit, the test will be over. So it's telling me now that your result has been successfully submitted online. Then you click close, it logs out. It logs out because the mode of this exam is exam mode. Okay, now that I'm done at this point, so the next thing is I'm going to go to the admin. Now, the admin is unaware that the test is completed because the result was submitted online. Now, for the admin to get the results, the admin, you will need to go to this group action and download online test results. Once you do that, all the tests that must have been taken that is still on downloaded will be extracted and downloaded into the admin, and now the admin has the record of that particular test, and here you have it here. So that's how you carry out online test. In case you want to take screenshot of the candidate during the test, you can do that. Just go to the settings before you upload the test. Go to the settings and change this to record. That is, do you want to record candidate? If you change it to record, it means during the test, the faces of the candidates will be captured at the point of starting and at submission, and even along the line. So what that means is you can take a screenshot of whoever is taking the test so that you can verify if there is no impersonation happening or something like that. And you can always find your results under this results menu. So your result is always here. And how do you, if you want to see the screenshot that must have been taken in case you decide to record the candidate, you can always see the screenshot under this drop down. So once you click on this drop down, you will see view webcam snapshot. So it's going to show you all the pictures that must have been taken during the test for that given candidate. So this is how you take test online.